Epstein Island. Nope. Believe the science. Nope. 15-minute cities. Nope. And CBDCs. Nope. Gates is good. Nope. And GMO food. Nope. Big Pharma wants help. Nope. And government's help. Nope. We ain't asking anymore. We ain't asking anymore. We ain't asking anymore. We ain't asking anymore. No permission.
Dang, love it. Every time. These guys, tonight we have a special guest, somebody that I've admired in my anarcho-capitalist space for a long time. The laughs that he has provided and some of the tears. Sally Mayweather's here tonight. Sal the Agorist. You might find him on Twitter. He might have brought a couple laughs to you too, thanks to me
What's
retweeting.
up? What's up? How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. I'm so glad you're here tonight. People get to hear your side. We don't get to see your face very often, but just the entertainment that you have brought to Twitter and help change not just the political space, but the minds of people. I think is with memes is people can't understand the value it's brought. I mean, companies spend billions of dollars for marketing, and you fucking tank them with a meme.
Literally, in some cases, literally.
Yeah, that's the thing about people like you and I, and who just do not care. I don't care about your presidential candidate. I don't care about what company you're behind or what sports team you worship. I'm just here to hopefully open up minds and let people free themselves and enjoy life and love each other and support each other.
Yeah, I actually just had somebody just replied to something I posted, and they were like, "Damn it, Sal, you could be so popular if you would just shut up every now and then." And I'm just like, I'd rather be unpopular and say whatever I have to say than to be, one of these influencers with 10 million followers who just placates, the political class. I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be homeless on the streets than do something like this.
Yeah. Another person, I don't know if you're friends with him or not, but Josh Sigurdson, he's definitely dug himself a hole. he's like, yeah, this poor guy. He's banned everywhere. I mean, I'm banned in a lot of places too. I don't know. How about you?
Oh yeah, I'm off of Facebook. I can't run ads on any social media platform. I was one strike away when Elon took over. I'm like demonetized on Instagram. I had a page on Facebook with like, I don't know how many, 80,000 followers, something like that, and they just completely unpushed me. It was like a gun rights page. So,
oh, that's probably why, right? Yeah, they banned me for the during the pandemic. They banned me for I'm here in Panama. And, I went out on a Sunday with my son, and we weren't allowed to go outside on Sundays because we had some really weird rules here. We're a total lockdown for 7 months before we escaped to Mexico. But I was just walking outside, and on a private neighborhood, gated, and the private security guards, they must have called the cops on me. The cops come flying through the front gate, lights and sirens, at the time, my son was about 2.5. And jumped out of the car with their hands on their weapons, screaming at me, grab our tu niño. And, I picked up my kid and I said, okay, what's wrong here, guys? They're like, you're not supposed to be out of the house in Spanish, Where do you live? I said, that's my house right there. They're like, go back to your fucking house.
Dude, it's crazy.
And I was like, this, I can't, I said, I can't do this. So we went back. I called Jeff. At the time, I was still working with Jeff Berwick. I called Jeff. I said, Jeff, we're coming to Acapulco. The airport opens up next week. That's it. I'm done. So packed up our stuff, gave everything away as much as we could, and flew to Acapulco. That was it. Done.
So now you're in Mexico or you're in Panama?
Oh, came back to Panama. Came back here. We've gone the right wing now. Got rid of the commies. What's the only good commies?
Okay. I'm actually Nice, nice. Okay, I'll actually be in Panama for like a day in October for like 12 hours. I have a layover there on my way to the BC conference. If we should grab a drink or grab lunch or something like that. I don't know where in Panama you are, but
I'm downtown, but it's only 30 minutes to the airport. Anytime you're passing through, or somebody you want me to meet, let me know and I'll go grab them, show them around. Because usually a
awesome.
layover
Yeah,
here is generally
absolutely.
about that long. The city's amazing. I love it. A lot of people in the chat have already been here. I have a pretty big Patreon, about 400 or so members that, a lot of them come down, set up some bank accounts here in Panama and stuff, getting ready for the bull run.
Nice, nice. That's actually really smart, honestly.
Yeah.
That's actually brilliant to tell you the truth. That's agorism.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a new app that just came out too. I haven't even told my members this yet, but it's called Lilybit, and they only charge 1.5% when you take off, and you can get a debit card and everything, but only people in Guatemala and Panama are allowed to have it. So what you could do is you come down here, you get your residency in Panama, and then you get your little, your cedula, which is your ID. Then you go to the bank, open a bank account. Then you can open up the Lilybit account, and now you have a way to offboard your funds when it's time. So it's pretty easy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I like that a lot.
Exactly. So that we
Oh
talk about this
man.
all the
Okay.
time in
So
my
hold on,
Patreon.
wait a minute. I need you to slow down and reverse that one for me because my followers would love this one. So you come down, you get citizenship. What's that process?
Residency.
Is that an easy
Residency. You don't need
process or
citizenship. You don't need citizenship.
residency?
It's almost impossible to get. I'll be a
Okay.
citizen this year here in Panama, but that's because I have a kid, right? I have a family and a child. But if you're not, then you just get residency.
What are the residency requirements in Panama like?
Buying property, or you can set up a corporation that hires you. So that's what people do. They come down here, get a corporation, and hire themselves.
Oh
That's
man, that is brilliant.
yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
really
I
works
really
out
like
well.
that. Okay, I'm gonna look more into that.
Yeah. So the other option I tell people when they're cashing out is that the local friends that I have that you just USDT, USDC, DAI, and they'll give you cash. And then there's the Tower Bank, which we still use. A lot of my members, they're not really using it anymore because they got really strict. But they call themselves the crypto friendly bank. But really, what they want you to do is load money onto their bank and use it for a trading platform. And they charge you 2% on, 2% off.
Okay.
So they make money that way. They don't want us to put money in there, turn it into 100K, then immediately wire it somewhere else. You're not allowed to do that. So
It's literally just part of this predictable war on crypto. I don't know about you, but I saw this coming from a mile away. I knew that they were going to be it's sort of irrational for us to expect a cartel of banks that has a monopoly on the issuance of currency to just peacefully and voluntarily cede that monopoly over to people. Who would do that? If I had the ability to print money at will, I wouldn't give up that monopoly very easily either. But that's why I sort of understood that they were going to do things like this and make it more difficult to offload and increase the KYC, and they were going to start arresting people like Roger and prosecuting Richard and all these different people and CZ and so on and so forth because
Pavel last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's sort of like the last gasps of a dying fish. Like that's what the bank is. People think that they're this monolith that's just sort of untouchable. But I really think the opposite is true. I think that they're much less stable than most people actually believe.
Yeah, and we're going to find that out pretty soon. I think that the markets themselves are pretty unstable. We saw JP Morgan Chase take a huge hit today, huge hit. That could be the sign
I saw that.
It's starting to fall down.
But you consider what they received in bailouts, in loot from the American taxpayer for the last 15 years, pales in comparison to whatever losses that the market imposed on them right now. Hopefully, the world will be rid of financial terrorists like them one day, but we'll see.
Hopefully before Ron Paul passes away, so that he can see the benefits of what he's done,
right?
The work that he's done, right?
Right? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, he's getting up there, man. He's starting to show his age.
What is he? 90, 89, 90?
Oh fuck, he's got to be 90. One of your guys showed up, Arthur Brody. Hey, Sal, Bodacious here. Got your peeps are showing up.
What's
Pineapple,
up, guys?
Pineapple says, "What's our topic today, dude?" In our community, it's anything goes, man. So we were talking earlier about what's happened to Richard, and we saw that CZ just got out of jail, and how they're going after these characters, that the loud characters in crypto. It seems like the quiet ones, like Vitalik. Vitalik seems to do whatever they want. He carries the flag of vaccination. He carries the flag of lockdowns. He likes all the stuff that they like, right? But anybody who's more on the right wing or on the libertarian side of things, nah, man, they're gonna put you in the clink.
It's funny because he's sort of like it's almost like that. He's of that European mindset, where it's kind of like whatever the state says, that's what we have to do. That's the rules. And whereas Americans are sort of like, no, like we're going to try to buck the system and push the boundaries as far as possible. Sort of like a cultural thing, Oh,
definitely. And I used to live in Italy. I was stationed when I was in the Navy. I was stationed in Sicily, and the one thing I loved about Sicilians was that they were very much like Americans, And the further north you went into Italy, the less they were like Americans. Sicilians are like, "Fuck you, government! I'm not wearing a helmet," or whatever. They just live their lifestyle the way they want to live. And then you go up to, say, Milan, and it's like freaking commie state, right?
Yeah, you're getting closer to Austria and like all of those more like traditional, like fascist, old school states. Makes sense.
Yeah, the further north you go, the less freedom you have, and your neighbors will call the cops on you. They're Karens everywhere. Go to Germany.
In America, too. It's true in America. The further north you go, in America, the same thing is true. The further north you go, the less free you are. The further south you are in America, the more free you are.
Well, I lived in Maine. I lived in the Navy. Maine's pretty free as if you get away from once you get New Hampshire and Maine, I think they're okay. But you get over to Vermont, and holy crap, man. That's a scary place.
Yeah, I agree. New Hampshire is great. If I wasn't in Florida, I would be in New Hampshire, to be honest with you. But there's really just not a lot there. I like the beach, so that's why I'm here.
Mud. Summertime, everything turns to mud.
Yeah.
It's like, I used to live in Tampa. I loved it. Yeah, I was in South Tampa. I was there.
Oh yeah, this is like my favorite. I'm in St. Pete right now. This is the favorite, like, of all the places I've lived, this is by far the best. I mean, we have everything here. So I really can't complain, honestly.
Oh, man. St. Pete's great. I used to live across the Gandy Bridge in St. Pete, and those first apartments, when you come across the bridge, there was this apartment complex there. I lived with this guy. It was so funny. People might get pissed at me for saying this, but my brother had just, he was dating a stripper, right? And he kicked me out of the apartment. He was working at the Air Force Base. And I didn't know where to go, and I'm just a broke nurse. I ain't got no money. I was working at Tampa General, and I found this place to live, a roommate. And when I moved in, I found out the guy, he's flaming gay, which I got no problem with, right? But he's flaming gay, and all my friends would say to me, "Randy, the only thing from you, from being gay, is a thin wall." I was like, "You motherfucker!" So, that was in St. Pete. That was like a year that I wish I could put behind me. It was a weird situation, but man, I was so broke.
Shit, that's actually not too far from me, but there's actually a lot of gay people here. So I think it's like the most lesbian. I think it's like the most lesbians per capita. Maybe like in America or some shit like that. Like there's a lot of gay people here.
Wow, I didn't know that. But St. Pete's gorgeous, man. If you guys ever get a chance to go, that place, the beach, oh man, it's almost right up there with, I would say, water. It's right there.
Yeah, just got back. Honestly, I think it's better than Clearwater. I was at Fort DeSoto and like Egmont Key. I mean, it's like out of a movie, honestly.
Really, I haven't been out there in about 20 years, but hopefully soon.
Shit.
I'm going to the U.S. Embassy tomorrow, so wish me luck. Hopefully, I don't become a smartass or anything. I have to get my son his U.S. passport, and so then we can finally take him into the country. And because it's only a 2.5-hour flight flying to Tampa, it makes the most sense. So, yeah,
right.
But I told my wife, I said, if we ever, for any reason, if it got really bad here in Panama, which it doesn't look like it's going to, but if it ever got really bad and the U.S. was still pretty safe, especially Florida, we just moved back to Tampa. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't think of anywhere else in America I would live. I mean,
No way.
I will always be in Florida, you know?
Yeah. I'm kind of that way too. I used to live in Azil. Do you know Azil in South Tampa? It's right. There's a Starbucks down there and all that, right by the Publix. I think it was Publix. That's the grocery store. It was just a wonderful neighborhood, and just walk everywhere, ride my bike everywhere. All the Yankees players used to come hang out at Starbucks after practice in April.
Nice.
It was just Goldberg
20 years ago. No shit. Yes. Like a lot of the old timers I talked to, they were like, yeah, 20 years ago, man, it was like a small little beach community. And now it's like a major, population hub at this point.
Yeah. It was still pretty laid back then. And what you found was mostly Midwesterners, people who supplanted from Midwest, because I'm from Western New York. So when you're in 20 years ago, when you're in Tampa, you met a lot of people from Buffalo, Cleveland, Columbus, Detroit. A lot of people from there came down to that area, and it made sense, right? The New Yorkers, they all went to Daytona Beach, Miami, and those kind of places. The more chill people, they went to Tampa.
Dude, I meet people here from all over the world. I mean, like everywhere. Ireland, Scotland,
Really?
Ohio, Michigan, like the whole country, and we all have one thing in common. We're all refugees from these like communist, socialist, shit-lib policies. And we've all like come to Florida to escape this stuff from all over the world. And it really is incredible that we sort of created this little stronghold here. It's like the last bastion. What is it that Reagan has that famous quote where he's like, freedom dies in America. We have nowhere else to go. Where we're down to like one state, maybe two, maybe New Hampshire and Florida, and like half of Texas at this point.
Yeah,
The rest of the country is overrun by shit liberty. So,
man, I haven't been home since I sold my house in 2014, and I renewed my license in 2016. That was the last time I came home. And so we're going to the Richard Hart case in New York on the 24th of October. Taking my wife.
Okay.
First time, she's never been to the U.S. before. So I'd taken her in, and I said, babe, I'm taking you to the armpit of the United States. I said, Ratatouille is real. So I was like, I'm from New York State. I'm from Western New York, but New York City is a world unto its own. And I said, I know you really want to go. I said, last year she begged me to take her to Paris. We went to Paris for like 10 days. Now she hates it. And I said, hopefully New York does the same thing to you.
Oh, it will. Yeah, it will. I grew up 15 minutes outside of Manhattan in Jersey. And it is the armpit of America. I mean,
where were you in Bergen or like
Morris? Morris County?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. But like we spent, what's that?
I had two really good girlfriends, not relationship girlfriends, but girls I grew up with that were from, they went to Bergen High School. That was so funny. So it was like,
I'm sorry, you broke up there. Where did they go? I must have a bad connection. One of us must.
It was Bergen High School. It's right there next to West New York.
Okay. Yeah, I know Bergen.
Yeah, so we used to, my best friend was dating one of the sisters, so we used to always go down to West New York, stay there for the weekend, have a good old time, then drive home to Rochester.
Oh man, that's a little bit of a ride.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's quite a ride. I had a GTI though, so it was fun. I'm a Volkswagen guy.
Worth
it. So it's not that bad. All right, so okay. Let's see. Let's talk about. Well, I know everyone in here owns Hex. I mean, these people are Hex people, right? Our community. And I remember you went on with the Captain back in the day, right? Didn't you do with Kinetics and the Captain? I thought that was really cool of you to
introduce me. That was the show that introduced me to Hex, and they really taught me. Like that was where I saw the potential of it for the first time.
Interesting. So for me, I told you before the show started that I sold and I made a whole bunch in September 21 at the peak, but my T-shares, my average was about 7.5 years. So I was a day oneer, so I was just stacking T-shares, and I earn hex every day, average of 7 hex per day per T-share, and I have over 1,000 T-shares. So you're talking, still $70 a day, even at these low levels. That's just or a little bit 70. Okay, so we'll say $40 a day at these levels because hex did go down quite a little bit in the last couple of weeks. So now we're about $40 a day. But still, for something I don't have to work for, it just cha-ching every day. And some months it's way up, some months it's down, but I can't touch it anyways. My next stake doesn't come out till late 2025. And then most of them are 2028. So I'm not too worried about it. And it just keeps paying you. And right now the price is so cheap that I'm ready to pick up another 10 million and 10 million hex and just stake those out for another 10 years. It's like it's such a genius method of making money. It's not guaranteed that you're making 40% or 50% APY in US dollars. It's just paying us more hex. So the price of hex could still go down, but the amount that you're getting paid continues to go up because people are selling out, they're early end stake, and they're doing all kinds of things. So it's a brilliant system, and I'm glad that I had the vision to go long originally. So I can't do anything with it. I'll never early end stake. No way, man. That'd be just like putting a gun in my mouth. I'm not doing that.
No, you're. I think you. I don't know how you were able to see it so early on like that. I give you a lot of credit, but
peer pressure.
That's what happens when you remove the legacy banking system from traditional, and people can actually make money for the first time. So it only makes sense, honestly.
It's that whole term.
You remove the parasite from the body functions better. Like,
exactly. Exactly. That's why we deworm every 3 months.
Do it, well, you're in Panama. You have to.
We eat eating the fish and stuff. Eating so much fish. Yeah, you gotta. But for me, it was Richard Hart's live streams, and then live streaming with people like Kinetics, who really saw how the T-shares were working and how it did it. So when I was hanging out with all these guys, we were live streaming 2 times a week there for the first year, doing all kinds of things, Friday nights and on like Wednesday nights, whatever. And it just clicked. So anything that my first couple months, I had short stakes that went out to big payday. But after that, I started going long, 15 year, 10 year. And it was really, let's be honest, it was peer pressure. But that peer pressures end up working out great. With the price down, sure. If you just look at the price right now, you're like, oh man, dang. I mean, I had, I was close to 20 mil, and now on paper, and now it's 800K or 500K or whatever it is on each chain. That is depressing, but it'll come back. I'm not too worried about it. So you saw the prices move today substantially. It was a double-digit move, 10% for hex on Pulse Chain. So those moves will come back, and 4 years from now, I'm hoping that hex is $5-6. That would be just crazy. But I think it's just so cool.
And I think a lot of it will. I think price wise, and I'm not like into the investing end of these things. I'm more of like the how can we fuck the government's end of crypto. But I do think that if it's fairly obvious that if Richard does well with this case, I think that the price will sort of skyrocket pretty quickly.
Yeah. Do you okay? We talked about it before the video before we started, but do you agree with me that Richard's going to fight this all the way?
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't. He has no incentive to cede to their demands and their accusations. That would be suicide for him. He might as well. Then honestly, I hate to say it, but there's a greater chance of them suiciding him than there is of him pleading guilty, frankly, because it would be he would have to sort of just disavow everything he ever stood for if he pled guilty. But he does pose a significant threat to the banking class, and I think that alone
that was
a
dark.
giant target on his head.
Sal,
I know.
That's,
you know what, they've done far worse for far less. You know?
Please God protect Richard Hart.
Yeah, I hope yeah.
Yeah, I don't want anything bad. Please, we don't need anything to happen. Any more people to disappear like that. Who was the guy from MakerDAO that disappeared in Puerto Rico? Or he was found fully clothed, supposedly, swimming at the beach in Puerto Rico and ended up dying. And he was the one vote that was against Coinbase taking over DAI or having custody of all the DAI. Oh God, man, the shenanigans that go on.
Before we went on, we were talking. Right. Well, before we went live with the show, we were talking about the war on crypto and how all of these persecutions of these controversial figures who have large followings in the cryptocurrency community, whether you like them or not, guys like Richard and Roger and CZ and all these different people that they're going after and SEC is persecuting. It's all about a war on crypto. It's all because it's like a fish, gasping for air. It's the last dying breath. That's what the legacy banking system has come down to. And, it's to be expected. And like I said, like we were talking about earlier, who would give up a monopoly on the issuance of currency? We shouldn't expect anybody to give up something like this peacefully. That's why they can't get a bill passed to, audit the Fed, let alone end the Fed. So that's why the best thing we have to do is to not use their shit currencies, and that's why we have things like Hex and Monero and Bitcoin Cash and all these different alternatives.
Absolutely. I've got a hearsay story for you. This is something I heard that happened here in Panama. There's one gentleman here in Panama that owns the rights to Visa in Panama. All right. And a friend of mine went to one of his parties one night, and all the guy kept doing was bragging that, hey, every time you use your card in Panama, your Visa, I make a percentage. He goes, I'm making millions off of all these Panamanians because every time they swipe, I make a percentage. And I thought to myself, like you're saying, these motherfuckers, they have a monopoly and they're not going to give it up easily.
No. And I remember Peter Schiff had a tweet one time, like, what is the utility of, Bitcoin or whatever like that? And I said something like the idea, and of course it just is not true anymore of BTC, but originally it was true that the idea was to enable these peer-to-peer transactions without the need for a third-party intermediary like this guy charging everybody who swipes their Visa, whatever it is, 1% or whatever, what have you. But that's the threat. That's the utility of cryptocurrency. And that's why they went after Ross Ulbricht, by the way, because he proved, look what I can do with this. Look, this isn't just a sort of, like a sort of meaningless token that you can send between your friends. That's all it was back in the day before Ross actually showed us what you could do with it. And that's why they went after Ross. So all of these people who sort of disintermediate them, they are the targets. And by the way, look who they're going after. They're going after guys like Richard and Satoshi had to disappear and Raj and all these different people. And even outside the crypto world, guys like Cody Wilson and stuff like that. Like they're not going after
anarchists. They're all they have one theme: anarchists and libertarians. There, all of them. That's so funny.
I know.
I used to I used to manager. I was the manager of Ross's Twitter page for about 2 years.
Shit.
Yeah, I met his mom and his aunt at Freedom Fest in Las Vegas, and they sat down on my table with Tatiana Moroz. You know Tatiana?
Yeah, of course.
Old school. She used to sing that Bitcoin song. I can't remember the name of it, but they sat down.
Yes. She had the color keys before, and there were even tokens around.
Exactly, and then Jeff. I was already working with Jeff at the time, and I said to her, I said, hey. I said, who's managing your social? You guys don't do a very good job. I said, why don't you let me take it over for you and I won't charge you anything. So I ran their socials for about 2 years. And that's just one of the check marks I've done in my life. I mean, I hope Ross, if one thing happens, if this, if the blonde man does get elected and he does follow through with getting Ross out of prison, I will be thankful for that.
Yeah, that's something I'd like to see before I die. Is Ross get out of prison? That just makes me sick to my stomach. I don't trust any of these people. I don't think that they're going to pardon him. I hope they do, but I don't know. The whole thing makes me sick to my stomach. He's
Imagine
up to,
being
11
him
years now.
sitting in the prison cell. Imagine being him right now, thinking that he has this tiny sliver of hope, and he's got to trust this guy that
for nothing. not only for not for nothing, but he actually did good in the world. So, he sort of took the violence. All of a sudden, if you want people who were using drugs, didn't have to go to the corners and Patterson, New Jersey, or Skid Row in California. They could just get it safely. They could look at the reviews and see who had the safest stuff. And of course, again, I think they went after him because he proved that Bitcoin could actually be useful as money. It wasn't. They don't give a fuck if you OD. They care about the monopoly on the banking system. That's what it's about. But I met Lynn at the Bitcoin conference in Miami last year, a couple of years ago, and she was wonderful. And then you just feel so bad for her when you talk to her. It's just like this poor woman. The whole family, they've been absolutely destroyed by the bankers, and it just makes you sick to your stomach.
Yeah. I have to say thanks to Roger Ver. He's been there, helping them financially through all this. And from the beginning, Roger's been right there for them. Jeff as well, but mostly Roger. So, kudos to you, Roger, if you're watching this. I was supposed to interview Roger too, but right before I went to Spain, he got arrested in Spain. It was like I was over there, and I heard while I was there that he's in jail, and he was in like the same city, like Valencia, right around the corner from where we were. And I was like, this is crazy. He's here. I can't even go see him.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the same prison actually. They had John McAfee at where they murdered John McAfee. But Roger's out now. He's out now.
I haven't heard anything about what's going on, so I'll have to message him and see if I can get him to come on. We've got a lot of history with the same people. I've just never come across him. All the conferences I go to, he doesn't show up. He's like, he'll have his booth, but he won't be there.
One of the consequences of the cryptocurrency community fracturing during the block size wars or after the block size wars is that all the cypherpunks have sort of spread out. There's a few people in Monero and a few people in Hex and Bitcoin Cash and here and there, but it's like I don't know. It's sort of like we've become diluted in a sea of hedge fund managers. It seems,
Exactly. Did you ever get into Epic Cash?
Someone sent me like a huge donation in Epic years ago, and it's sitting in some wallet. I have no idea somewhere.
I was one of the founders of that one, and
no shit.
I ran it. When the founder, he had a mental breakdown right after we launched. He owed millions. Yeah, he owed millions to people. He promised that the coin was going to launch at like $8 a coin, and it launched at like 80 cents, and he just lost his shit, right? So he got it sent to the inpatient. I'm a former psych nurse, so I kind of understand these things, right? So he was gone for a while, and I had to manage it. It was just me and the devs, and the price dropped to about 0.8 of a penny. And remember, it has the same emission as Bitcoin, just at a faster rate. And so the miners were putting out these coins, and these Chinese miners just mining, and dumping, and the price into the floor. And I took what little ETH I had left. I just went in and I rage bought everything, man. And I had a billionaire friend of mine lives in Northern California, former hedge fund guy. I told him too, and he bought a shit ton, right about 1.50 pennies. And it went up to, as soon as he got out of the hospital, it went back up to 52 cents, something like that. And I sold it all, and I put it all into Hex.
Nice.
That was my entrance into Hex right around March of 2020. So that worked out really good. But Epic Cash, it did go, I think it went to like $13 each. If I would have just held on to that, I would have made a freaking killing. But yeah, That happens. It happens a lot to me. But
Oh,
Hex is
it
my big win.
happens. Dude, I've lost. I've done well in crypto, but I've lost more than I've lost out on more opportunities than I've scored on. I can't complain. I'm not complaining. I've done well. It's provided me with a living for almost 15 years now. But if I was smarter, if I look back, I'm like, man, I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have bought all that weed for Bitcoin back in 2013. Like.
Oh gosh, yeah, we all
Makes
have
me
stories,
sick.
man. I think we went to a Latin American Bitcoin conference in Argentina, my wife and I. That was in 2016. I think we spent like 5 Bitcoin to go to that conference. It was like as VIPs, And then the next year we went again, and it was in Bogota, and that was probably another 6 Bitcoin. And there used to be a website called BitSky, ABITSKY, and it was a Eastern European company that you could buy your plane tickets with and using Bitcoin. And that's what I did, man. I just used all my Bitcoin to buy stuff. Oh, man, back then Bitcoin was like 600.
But you know what though? Like, honestly, dude, I did the same shit. And I look back at my wallet. Like, I had Coinbase before there was KYC. I look back and it's like, I'm sending 36 ETH for who God only knows what. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you look at it now and you're like, you want to throw up. But it's like at the time, like we were sort of, and I like maybe I'm compensating, trying to make myself feel better, but I feel like we were sort of like the pioneers, where like we had to bootstrap these currencies. Like if we weren't out there spending it and using it for the things that Satoshi told us to use it for, then it wouldn't be where it is today. Not only that, but you know what? Okay, I probably could have bought, I don't know, whatever. I probably could have been super rich, but I didn't pay to murder kids in the Middle East, and guess what? Every other United States taxpayer did. I didn't pay to murder those kids that Barack Obama droned to death. My money didn't go to that shit. My conscience is clear, and that's worth every fucking Bitcoin that they're ever going to print, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, man. Keep it out of the system as much as you can. And if it does touch it, it goes through the system, then right back out to buy whatever you need to buy, and handle your business that way. That's what we do. People think I'm crazy. My family thinks I'm crazy. 100% of our net worth is in crypto. And what?
Something is. We must be a little bit crazy to be in crypto at this point, but it's the crazy people who change the world.
Yeah, that is true. Absolutely. So I told you I was gonna donate a million NOPE to you. I think today we're up like 10% today or something, or 6%. So now it's like $1,350. And no permissions. It was our token that we launched. Dude, we started this shit as just a meme coin, just a meme. And I airdropped
about it.
Yeah, I airdropped it to my community, the No Permissions community, back in December of 2023, and it quickly did first day 56x, and I had no idea it was going to do such a thing, right? Why would it go up 56x? All I did was I announced that I'm launching the token, but the crypto community, or I should say the Pulse Chain community, were really excited that I launched a token finally. My own. I've never actually had one that was my own. I launched over 45 projects since 2014, but none of them were mine. I was always the marketing director, or some other guy on the team. But this one was mine, and it did wonderful out the gate. But then the next day, I airdropped it to my community. So everybody got 100,000 for every month that they were a Patreon member, and if they were my VIP Patreon members, they got 1 million tokens. And quickly, it was supposed to be like $250 for the 1 million tokens, right? But overnight, it was like $4,000. It was like, or some crazy amount of money. So people were really happy, but the people that cheated, the ones that sold, they missed out big time because the prices went nuts. And my friend Tiago, Solid Hex, he goes by. They know him as the Fire Whale because he owns about 10% of all the ink from PulseX, because he's got tons of farms over there. He's a very wealthy Hexkin friend of mine. Made huge in Hex, but took his Hex and turned it into Pulse and PulseX, and he's been earning ink from that. And he takes ink, and he launched his token called Solid X. And Solid X and Nope are paired like this. So we've got like $500,000 of liquidity paired together between these two tokens. So Solid X launches at 20 cents, and that shit goes to $250 within 2 weeks, right? So 20 cents and $250, and Nope is here hanging out like, holy shit. It's like going about, I was like, this is bonkers. We almost hit a penny. So people that had the 1 million tokens of Nope, they had 10 grand they got free. And then I airdropped Solid X tokens to all my Nope holders. I gave them each 50 Solid X. And at the peak, that's another 10 grand. So it's like, people are like, money's raining, money's raining. So
the best Patreon subscription ever.
the best whatever. So my people are like so happy. And we always do airdrops. So our community, when people in our community launch tokens, we'll ask that they do an airdrop, and everyone who's got Nope, they get some. So it was a great time. And then I started getting hate all over the place. People, people were making up shit about me and stuff, talking bad about my community. And then they started they would use moles to come in and steal the private content, because twice a week we have private calls, right? Where everyone comes in and we talk about all kinds of stuff, but crypto and living abroad, banking, and all kinds of stuff like that. These people were taking our content and splicing it and making it look like we're bad characters or we're bad actors in the Pulse Chain community. And I'm like, what's going on? And then Tiago said to me, he goes, Randy, it's just jealousy, man. That's all it is. It's just jealousy. I was like, man, no need for that. We can all get along. We can all be happy and have fun. But
one thing I've learned in crypto is the more, for better or worse, the more you build a name for yourself, the more people come after you for bullshit for absolutely no fucking reason.
CZ's got more arrows in him.
I know, the poor guy. Is he even in prison yet? I mean, the whole thing. I mean, I can't think of one person in crypto who hasn't been sort of attacked or maimed in one way or another.
It's really crazy. Him and Richard.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luna. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's hey, this is funny, Pineapple Sons. I used to watch Jeff YouTube during COVID. Yeah, I'm the one that loaded him. I'm the one that did all. One of our friends in Thailand was doing the editing, and I was the one that did all the dissemination across all the channels, YouTube and what's the one with the guy out of New Hampshire that it's like the YouTube rival? Oh God, I can't even remember it now.
Oh, Odyssey. I think
Odyssey. Yeah, I worked for them too. We were on their team for a short while.
They shut that down though, or something like that, didn't they?
It's going through an upgrade. They changed it. They're getting rid of ads and stuff. They're really changing it. And I just got that email, I think about 2 weeks ago, that said they're going through a refurbishment of the site, that type of thing.
Right, but they were like sort of another one that was sort of part of this, war against crypto, where they sort of decentralized this whole platform, and they just, they couldn't stand for something like this. So I don't know,
got big trouble.
SEC or somebody. What's that?
That's when I was with them. We were having our weekly meetings, and how is this group going to survive, and how are we going to move forward with the SEC, coming after us all the time. Yeah, Trent, good job. It was Jeremy Kaufman.
Yeah.
That guy is super intellectual, and you don't come at him without having your ducks in order. He'll wreck you. He's another Richard Hart.
No shit.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever met him, but I mean, I've been to so many conferences at this point. I don't even remember who I haven't met.
Jeremy something. He likes to have his wife pop out kids. He likes to make children, man. He's definitely doing a good thing for the world. I love Jeremy.
Yeah, hey, God bless.
Speaking of, I need to get him on the show too. I want to start talking to more of our community, because I think we need to get the word out. And so many of us are banned all over social media. I've got my original Twitter's gone. When I wrote them, I said, look, you guys, it's free speech. How come I can't have my Twitter back? They wrote back, you will never get your Twitter back. I'm like, what the fuck kind of thing is that to say? First, tell me what I did wrong. And then maybe I can rectify it. But no, you will never get your Twitter back. I'm like, what That's so messed up.
But you have a relatively but that was before Elon took over, right?
Yes, it was banned before Elon, but no, wait, it was banned originally before Elon. I got it back. What happened was it was Trump and Biden it was during their debate, and I tweeted, Trump and Biden are both fucking idiots, right? And boom, banned. And that was before Elon came in. I got my account back the day after the inauguration. It was so funny. The day after. So, okay, so it was a political move. I get it. And then about 6-7 months later, I got banned again, but they didn't tell me why. And that was after Elon, and they won. I tried like 10 times. No, finally they said, "You're never getting your account back." I'm like, come on.
No shit.
40,000 followers.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, you'll be back there before you know it. It's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know. If I would be screwed if they. I had one strike left when Elon took over. I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm going to start finding a new platform and start building on that. And I was almost done with Twitter. And then Elon took over, and I was like, let's see how it goes. And so far, I think I had like a 12-hour suspension because I said something. I posted like an AI image of like Taylor Swift and AOC like grabbing each other's tits and stuff like that. And I guess the Swifties found that, and then they just like mass reported the meme. So like, of all the things I've posted, like the things I've suggested we do to politicians, I haven't gotten banned for. But like the thing against Taylor Swift, done.
So let me ask you, as a social media marketer, and I know how hard it is to create content. Are you doing this all yourself? Are you you got a bowl of weed, smoking up that bowl and just come up with these memes, or you got an army of Filipinos doing it for you? Well, how are you doing it?
No. So it's me, and I have this iPad here and this iPencil, and we go on Photoshop and we smoke this vaporizer that you're looking at here. And I sit in the coffee shops and I go on Photoshop like this, and I'm there for probably 4 hours a day now, 3 hours a day, and that's it. If I'm not making them, I'm stealing them, and I'm always looking for new formats and meme formats, and trying to come up with new ones and seeing what other meme artists are working with and stuff like that, and see, like, I look at somebody else's meme, I'm like, oh man, I wonder if I could change some things. And so yeah, it's like I'm like almost like a political cartoonist at this point, but I can't draw, which is interesting.
Yeah. Okay. If you're doing it all, absolutely you are. Why not? I'm talking to you as somebody. I'm pretending I'm a consultant right now. Why aren't you going and hitting it on TikTok?
That's interesting. Everybody in the world is telling me I need to get on TikTok, but I don't do like video content. I don't really. It's not my thing. I don't know how to do it. The only thing I could think of, and I have had the idea, whereas like I could like put. And again, I don't know anything about like.
So let me tell you how
I was thinking. I was talking.
Let me tell you how I would.
I was talking to people who do know about it, and like they would say, like, "Oh, you can put like a news story behind you in the background. You could just like, comment on it or something like that." That's the only thing I can think of.
You could do that, or mixed with the images that you use, and then the words can scroll across the image with or without music. You don't necessarily need the music, and those are really easy to make. There's bunches of apps, or you could just use the app itself, whether it's Instagram or TikTok, and do it right inside the app. The nice thing about doing it with an external app is that you could just download it, then load it to Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's more powerful.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out because that's where all the young people are nowadays. And not only that, but like a lot of the other entrepreneurs that I, work with and cross paths with, everyone's like, "You're not on TikTok? Like, we're making a killing on TikTok Shop." And I'm like, I haven't even tried it yet.
Wait, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can pull up. I don't use it on the desktop, TikTok on the desktop. But I'm gonna see if it says 404. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was going to show you the Nope token TikTok. I haven't used it lately. Haven't been making any videos. I went through a little kind of a depressed phase for a while there. I just didn't give a fuck about anything. You go through these phases, you go up and down. I had like, yeah, I went to Europe. I came back and I was like, fuck it all. I don't want to do it. But I was
that makes me depressed. Yeah.
So I was thinking about using the type of content that you make for the Nope token and just do it all on TikTok and Instagram. And there's been a couple that have gotten hundreds of thousands of views. So it's possible that it could be another place for you to monetize as well. You still have your YouTube, right?
Yeah, but I'm not even really using it. I just started a live stream on Wednesday nights, but it's literally like a couple weeks old. So
okay,
I've just been doing it on X. I haven't even posted to YouTube yet. But yeah,
if you use StreamYard, it'll do both at the same time.
No shit, to YouTube.
X and
okay.
YouTube. Yeah. Don't try to do it to
yeah, we are using sure.
LinkedIn threat. Link. Don't try to link it up to LinkedIn. They threatened me. I got a message from LinkedIn that says, if you continue down this road, we'll take away all of your privileges for live streaming and all this. Like, okay, fuck it. I'm not going to use you guys then. They didn't like my content.
I didn't know you could live stream. I didn't know that you could live stream on LinkedIn.
It's not for us though, not for our type people. You
right.
You better be in a suit.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's like I would love if Elon would monetize streaming on X in the same way that it's sort of been monetized on YouTube. And because I'm afraid that if I spend all this time and effort and money building up a YouTube channel, then as soon as we talk about vaccines or what should happen to congressmen after the revolution, that I'm going to be just banned for life. So it's like, instead of doing that, I'd rather just sort of build on a platform that I can trust.
Absolutely, I totally get it. But right now, there's not many places that you're going to be able to monetize. Another one that I think that you should check out is have you checked out DBank? What is it? It's DBank. It's from the same company that owns Rabby Wallet. Rabby Wallet it's like MetaMask, but DBank is a wonderful place where you get to attach a wallet to it, and then you get to put an image on it. If you get it started, let me know, and I'll even donate you your VIP and all that kind of stuff to get you going. But it's a great place to share your content. Another thing too, you should probably be a project owner. You should have your own token. That'd be an option as well. To help.
Yeah.
Where you could give out tokens to your fans and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like the way you think. I need someone like you around to.
I'm here, man. I'm here. I support my fellow ANCAPs, man. Believe me. I'm all about it.
I lost you there for a second. You cut out for me in a second. I lost the last thing you said.
All right. I said, absolutely. I'm here to support my fellow ANCAPs, man.
Yeah. Hey, God bless you. Gotta stick together. We'll check that out.
So what I do on DBank is I do giveaways all the time. $8 giveaways a couple times a week. And what happens is I make sure that I have it clicked that you have to be my follower in order to be part of this giveaway. And so 500 people will enter the drawing, and only one person gets the $8. But 500 people entered it, and in order to be part of it, they have to be a follower. So if they missed it this time, then they follow me, and they have to stay followed to keep participating in my giveaways.
It's the best marketing strategy. This is what people don't understand. I use the exact same strategy at 3D Printer Go Burr. And if I were the results that you're seeing would cost thousands of dollars with an ad company. I'll go on Twitter and I'll say, because obviously we sell 3D printers for cryptocurrency into gun-free zones, and that's the whole idea, is to sort of bring 3D printers into these areas that have been disarmed. and we do it with, you know, untraceable cryptocurrency, or at least pseudonymous cryptocurrencies. But I'll put out like I'll make my pinned tweet like, hey, you know, we're gonna give away one printer this month. So if you like and retweet this post, you're automatically entered into the contest, and I'll get thousands of retweets, and before you know it, I'm sold out of 3D printers. It's like a surefire marketing plan, and it's all organic. I've gotten such much better results from the net on doing it that way than I have on. I use Reddit ads a lot because I've basically been kicked off of every other social media platform for advertising for 3D Printer Go Bird because we're promoting firearms and blah 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 and all that bullshit. So it works though.
Well, the other thing too, if you don't want to launch your own crypto, you know, I'm happy to. We could use Nope, and because it's what you're doing is you're spreading the word freedom, and I'm happy to donate Nope to help the cause and use that to spur.
Yeah. Where does the word? Yeah, absolutely. Where does the word Nope? What's the idea behind the name for the token?
No permissions. It's just short for no permissions.
I like that.
Yeah, I had it.
Oh, that's fucking great.
People ask me, where did that come from? Look, you ever had one of those dreams right before you fall asleep, and it was like, it's such a great idea. You're like, man, I should do that. So back in it was January, or maybe it was Christmas time of 2022. I was sitting there. I was like, you know, I need to change it up. I need to do something. You know, I was with Jeff for 4 years. I was with the whole where he built up a huge list, and he sells, you know, monthly subscriptions to his list, and you know, they were probably over $200,000 a month with their subscription program. You know, Jeff and the guys. So they were doing a great job, and I got to sit and watch it. Their copywriter was a friend of mine. I got him hired on the team. So I got Glenn lives here in Panama, so I got to hear his side and how he was doing the newsletters, and then Raphael was doing the social or the crypto side. And so I watched it all, man, for 4 years. I paid attention to every freaking thing, man. So I was check mark. Okay, this is what they do here. This is what they do here. I don't want to do that. If I ever do something, I like this. So I was paying attention. I went to bed one night. I'm laying in bed and I'm like, Randy, you need to start a Patreon. I'm like, oh man, dude, I don't want to do that. You know, that seems like something I have to manage. It's like it's dealing with people. You know, it's difficult. But I got up and I sat there that night and I started thinking about names. Landed on No Permissions, right? And it went very well. And everyone's like, my God, Randy, that's awesome. It's great. That's perfect for your personality. You know, fuck the government. Fuck you know, just I'm not giving any permissions to anything. And 10 or 11 months later, we launched Nope, the Nope token. And it's done phenomenal. So, and it's going to continue to do well.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it. That's fucking great. Yeah, one of the best speeches I've ever seen on cryptocurrency was from Nick Spanos, and he ended the speech at like the North American Bitcoin conference in like 2017 or 18, and he's just like, "Fuck your permission blockchain," and he just dropped the mic, and the whole place went fucking crazy. So it's
man, I gotta find that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Like I forget what year it was a while ago, but I will send that speech to you. It's still like gave me like chills and vibes like when I was there for it. Now, like even to this day I think about it, you know. But that's why the name resonates with me, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. People don't understand that it seems like everything that they want us to move to is permission based. And I think that we need to unsubscribe from that lifestyle, whether it be growing your own food, living abroad where you get to keep the majority of your money, if not all of it, and going with crypto because it's still pretty much outside the system. And they don't really have a way to monitor yet. Maybe they do, but they haven't activated it, right? So living it without their permissions, it just feels good. And people may say, "Oh, Randy, you're like that because you're damaged." We're all fucking damaged. You know, things happen in our lives, and
right.
That's what makes us who we are.
That's good damage. Like
Yeah.
that's good. That's not even damaging. That's you responding to it in a good way. Like I'm not even sure. Like I think it's sort of backwards. It's like the people who require permission from the politicians. They're the ones who are damaged. You know what I mean? So it's insane. But yeah, I'm 100%. I don't believe in any permission for any of this, and for asking.
Oh, you froze there for a second. Yeah, no permission. Let's not ask permission for anything. So the other project we're part of is SolidX, and that we have a new game coming out too, like a crash game, and it's be launched probably in the next month or two. We were waiting on a random number generator to happen, and the guys launched something called Signum. It's on testnet right now, and it's the Oracle for Pulse Chain, decentralized Oracle, and that has a random number generator. So we were just talking about it earlier today, and hopefully that's our answer. And if that happens, then it's game on, man. I'm thinking that Pulse Chain is going to become the gaming blockchain, like gambling and stuff. I think it's just going to be that because we have the really, 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 really low fees, and transactions are super fast. So that's where we're headed with SolidX. My partner, he's a casino guy. So he knows what the fuck he's doing, and I'd rather have someone like him putting out games.
It's funny how many cryptocurrencies have tried that, and no one has yet to sort of become the sort of dominant figure in the crypto gaming community yet. But there have been some major players put some serious money behind it, and
it's all been flops.
None have really taken off. But I wouldn't. Yeah, it's still up for grabs. I would not be surprised though if Pulse Chain was the one to do it, because it definitely has the network effect is there. But,
yeah, I heard some alpha today. SolidX gave me some alpha today. I was like, holy shit! Once this gets out, people are going to get quite excited. So cross chain stuff. Be able to utilize the speed of other chains to do things. So
you must be like ass deep and work with these devs and stuff like that. They must be. That's a lot of.
Look. I'm not the dev guy. I am the promoter, right? Promoter, marketer, and I just been around a long time, so I know everybody. So people reach out to me like, Randy, can you put me in touch with this person? And I'm really good at that. I consider myself like the basset hound of crypto. I just, walk up, chubby fucker walks up. Hey,
right.
You want to be friends? Hey, my friend over here.
Yeah, right.
That's how I am.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same way, but I'm not like a technical guy. Like I'm not a blockchain developer or a computer scientist. I'm really just a guy who has despised the government for a very long time. And I have found cryptocurrencies to be a very useful tool in getting around all of their bullshit regulations. And I've been very vocal about it. And that's sort of all I do in this community,
And I love it, man. You're killing it. So I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight. I know it's after 8 already, or after 9. 8 for me, 9 for you. Thank you so much for your time, man. And I could see how I could definitely help you spread the word. And like I said, you need to give me your address, your Ethereum address, so I can send you over some. Nope, it's on Pulse Chain, but the addresses are the same for those who do not know. And I keep retweeting your shit, man. I always retweet it.
You cut out for like I don't know, my connection must be fucked. I lost you for like the last 10 seconds of whatever you said.
All right. So I'm always retweeting your stuff, and I always put the $ nope, and
nice
to help promote your stuff and get a little bit of marketing in for our stuff too. But yeah,
dude, start tagging me and I'll retweet it. All like the Nope stuff.
Beautiful, and we'll get you loaded up with some Nope, and we'll do some like giveaways too, and help you grow even more using that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because my fan base would love that too. So
For sure. And Solid X too. I'm sure that Solid Hex will be down for that. Each token right now is about $15. So, you give away 10
awesome,
of those.
dude.
People are gonna be like,
that's
yeehaw.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. That's how it rolls.
Looking great.
All right. We'll end the stream here. Oh, tell everybody here. I'll just pull it up. I had this pulled up earlier. there's your Twitter, Sal the Agorist, at Sally Mayweather.
The one and only, by the way, because I certainly have enough imposters nowadays, guys. If you've gotten a DM from me about crypto, it's not me. I'm not trying to get you to invest in my crypto exchange. I promise you. So don't buy it.
History. Mao Zedong became a good communist. The motherfucker killed more people. Oh my god!
Did you see my caption on that one?
Don't know what to see. Rotten piss commie. Oh, beautiful, man. That's epic. Yeah. Oh, where are you? There you go. Okay, yeah, you got some new follows on X right now. Cool. Thank you,
awesome.
And we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.